Hello everyone, are you ready for another adventure? It's me, Woki, and I'm back with another Fake Grand Order video, and it is the last day in February. So it's time to look at what's going to happen for FGO NA in March. If you don't know how we are able to tell what happens in March, I was going to say I there for a second as if I'm the all-knowing. No, we all know. It's because we're 2 years behind the JP version of the game, so we're able to look into the future and see a close approximation of how things go there. Obviously, we are a little bit different, and trust me, this video will be trying to explain the best I can, and as quickly as I can, the reasons in which we are. So, that's going to be today's video. Let's get right into it, because this one might be a weird, long video, so the quicker we get into it, the better. First, this is the first time it's happened in I don't know how many times I've been recording these videos, but there was actually an event in February that hasn't happened yet that was supposed to happen in JP, and that was the user questionnaire. Obviously, because of the nature of the questionnaire, this can happen at any point in time. I would have liked it to actually stay on track and for it to be on February, just because those are 4 tickets that someone could use for Draco or Tiamat, which are upcoming. It would have been nice for those people to have. Obviously, I'm saving all my tickets for Space Ishtar in the future. That's a different beast I'm fighting for, but I'm also saving towards that, so I can get these at any point, but it would have been nice for the people who are specifically trying to get as much as they can before Draco and Tiamat to get those. So this should hopefully pop up at some point. When? Who knows? But because of the nature of it, it's pretty easy to just drop this at any time. They could just drop this near anniversary. I don't know. I just would have liked it because of all the reasons I mentioned beforehand. So then we can look into the start of March. Obviously, we already have Chaldea Boys Collection, the 2023 pre-release campaign, and the White Day Memorial Summons currently ongoing. I wish the people who went and pulled for Arjuna Altar that they were able to get him. Best of luck to you. And bold of you to be summoning at this time. And then we have the other thing, which is the Chaldea Boys Collection 2023 and the Tales of the Chaldean Heavy Industries, which this was one of the reasons I had to pause the video, re-record the video, because let me pause real quick. Okay, as you can see here, this was announced. We already knew that there was going to be a live stream on there was rewards, the end date for the Twitter rewards was going to happen on the 3rd. But now we know for a fact that the event is planned for the 5th, so that would mean at midnight. So that means on the 4th, when it hits day roll, we will go into maintenance, and at the end of that maintenance, the Takatsuji event will be open to us, and it will start technically on the 5th. So the reason the beginning date of this is actually very important for a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about pretty soon. So keep that in mind for now, but we now have an official date for this. It's the 5th or the 4th, whatever. I was off by a single day. But what actually happens in Tales of Chaldea Industries, you can wait a bit because I just remembered I have to talk about Chaldea Boys Collection 2023 first, which will be 2025 for us. Inside this one, it's the thing we get every year related to the Chaldean Boys Collection, except for this time it's 2025. There will be a login bonus where we'll be able to get a summon ticket and 500k QP every single day for a total of 7 tickets and 3,500,000 QP. And then on the 8th day, we will get a shamisen, which is a new command code, which will engraved on the card, gives 50% to star absorption, and you gain 2 crit stars when you're actually attacking with it. There will be a limited My Room update to coincide with the Chaldea Boys Collection, and then we'll be able to pick one of the craft essences for the event that you can own for yourself. Now, I'm pretty sure last year they were all voice, so I would assume that they're the same here, but I actually don't know because it doesn't say here. And I don't play the JP version of the game, I just look into them when I can. But just like every year, you want to pick the CE for either, if you don't care about any of the boys, you typically pick a 5-star because that's the harder of the 2 CEs to get. And if you're that dedicated to your boy, you pick the one that has your boy on it. Usually not one of the silver ones, because you can always go suffer in the free-to-play banner and go searching for them there. So preferably a 5 or a 4. And usually the CEs are not so crazy great. Not crazy great, but you know, they're not so crazy that you automatically have to always go for one of them. So I usually always use it to pick the one that I think looks coolest or has the boys that I like on it. Whichever one for you. And then there'll be some Twitter gifts to coincide with it. So that is the Chaldea Boys Collection. Now we can look at the Tales of Chaldean Heavy Industries. The reason we're still looking at it, I already did a video talking about the event itself, so if you want to see more event details, you can check out that video. I should probably start linking these in the comment, in the little description box, because it would probably be nice to have it though there. Yeah, it would be nice. The reason we're looking at this is because of this. So this banner should start on the 5th, and then the next banner, which is the one that I'm going to be paying attention for this one because it will come up a little bit later, will be the Demon King Nobunaga. So on JP, the version of the game, he came out March 17th, and then March 22nd is when this banner came in. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and then 2 days later, a week later, that's when Ryoma and 5-star Ryoma came out to coincide with it. The reason we're looking at this specific date is important because we'll look about that a little bit more, but keep in mind that if it's happening for us on the 5th, that would mean a week from now the Ryoma banner would happen, and that would be on the 12th. Okay, we'll remember that for later. But yeah, Tales of Chaldea and Heavy Industries, it should last for about 3 weeks. It lasts pretty long. It will not be the only event in March because there's actually 2 events in March, and we'll get to that right now. But before we get to that other event, I will mention the Spring New Mastery Aid campaign because this is also coming in March. This will always come in March. There's no stopping this one. I've checked every single year to see if this has ever been delayed, and we always have these in March. So regardless of all the crazy things going on, this will happen in March, near the end of it, likely. I would think that they would probably release this to coincide with Draco, because it's the perfect time to, like, bring new players back, to be like, hey, if you stop the game for a bit, this is your ability to come back to it, and we'll offer some rewards and give you some more friends and help you along the way type of stuff, which I think would make the most sense. There'll be a campaign related to it, where if we get enough... the reason I'm not saying retweet is because we usually do Twitter and Facebook. So whenever we get enough of, like, the engagement that is good enough for the NA side of the game, we get 12 Saint Quartz, 5 tickets, rare mana prism, 100 mana prisms, 5 golden and silver apples, and 5 million QP. That's for reaching the total amount, the largest amount of whatever is needed. I assume that we're going to get something similar to this, just it won't be Twitter only, it will also be Facebook. There are 3 daily login bonuses, which have tickets, Saint Quartz, golden apples, silver foe. A lot of them too, which is very nice, and like I said, they go over 3 weeks. Limited time master missions, which include Saint Quartz tickets, the new craft essence that you get for this event, which is just a nice little art thing for the most part, just for collection's sake, 5 EXP, some QP, some friend points, and yeah, most importantly, Saint Quartz, because you're going to be needing a lot of them. Because again, like I said, Draco and Tiamat is near the end of the month. Fake Rail League Returnee Login campaign for if you've missed out, and friend point bonus ×2. I usually don't cover this because if you are a returning player, I doubt that you are watching this video. But if you're actually a returning player to FGO, I guess, thank you very much for watching. I'm not saying anything about it, but usually if you're watching my FGO videos, I assume that you're up to date on everything. But if you're not, thank you very much for watching. And then that was the last event in March, and now there's more. Because like I said, for us it's a little bit different. We're actually getting the Lilum Harlem event at the end of March and not at the end of April. Why is it like this? It all has to do with one culprit. It's the anniversary. In Japan, the anniversary is always near the end of July, early August. For us, it is the first week of Anime Expo. Not the first week. It's the Saturday of Anime Expo, and Anime Expo is always on the first week of July, usually around the 4th of July weekend. So, what does that mean? It means everything gets pushed up. The reason we have to push this up is because obviously the GSSR has to have every single unit on it, so there's no case of saying, well, can't we save Mystic Eye Symphony for after the anniversary? No, we can't. Unfortunately, just that's not the way we can do it. We can do it if the event itself has like a rerun of a unit. Like we've done that, I think, in previous years, but they don't really do reruns anymore, so we can't do that anymore. So it causes a lot of things before July to get pushed up mad fast in order for us to actually make it in time. And we've known about this for a while because it says right here on the roadmap. The roadmap actually shows us early March is the Tales of Chaldea and Heavy Industries, and then it's late March. And obviously for this, in this case, it was the 5th. So the 5th would likely last 3 weeks, which would be the 26th. So I would assume that anytime after the 26th is when... I would assume 26 is when the pre-release happens. The pre-release. The Is it actually called the pre-release? Yes, it is actually. I was like, I don't know why I was like, we don't call it that. We surely call it something better than that. The pre-release will happen, and then a couple days later, the Lilum Harlem event will actually legitimately start, or the Lilum Harlot event, as they call it right here. A rose with ovation. So, with all that said, it means that a lot of these April things will be moving forward. The only thing that's not moving forward is the Fake Grail League, because this is the April Fool's event, and obviously we can't have an April Fool's event in March. That makes no sense. We will still have an April Fool's event, but it never coincides with what JP had. Like, we never get what JP has. We have our own original thing that we kind of do for April Fool's, which I think is cool. And we will get the 10 same courts that relate to it. So... originally, in a lot of the versions that I was doing videos for this, I've always wondered if we're actually going to be able to do Evocation Festival, because we have a pretty tight window. And then I remembered that we actually have a version that is slightly ahead of us by just like 2 or 3 months, I think. And that's the Korean version of the game. And we can take a look here at the Korean version of the game. They had Takatsuji on the 11th. And then a week later, they had the Ryoma banner. And then the next day was the Evocation Festival. So, using that logic of the 5th, and then a week later is the 12th, I would assume Evocation Festival happens on the 14th or sometime close to that. It could, no, actually not the 14th. It would happen on the 13th. So it would happen on the 13th, or it might even actually happen on the 12th, because I forgot the actual start date is the 4th. The event starts on the 5th, but we go into maintenance on the 4th, so likely Ryoma's on the 11th, and then on the 12th is when we get the Evocation Festival. So it means that we have enough time for it, is the end of everything I'm trying to say here. So that is cool with me. Okay, so now, with all that said, let's look inside the Evocation Festival and see what's inside. If you don't know what the Evocation Festival is, it is a way for... it's basically a shop that's going to open up that's going to let a lot of the people who missed out on welfares be able to get them again, which are the free-to-play units. The first 3 that are being added are Sambaquetz, Rider Kentoki, and Onicure, or I guess Caster Shuden, as most people would call her. This feature is permanent. The second they get added, it all goes in there. I don't think that they actually add in the story, which is very annoying, because I think they should. Even if they don't want to. I actually don't know why they wouldn't want to, but whatever. You can trade in for NP copies, the first copy, the Ascension material, and medals. I'm not sure if these medals are enough with the append skill, and I think they need to go back and add more, but I actually don't know. You can tell me if it's the right amount or not. I'm not 100% sure, because like I said, I don't play the JP version. I just look at it so I know what to do when... so I know what to plan for my NA summoning stuff. If you get bonus copies of this, you will not get a rare mana prism on the 6th copy of them. So basically them saying like, hey, don't even try it. It's probably best for you not to use it that way. Players can also obtain the specific evocation leaves through daily missions or extra missions. And for a limited time campaign, you can get them from daily login bonuses, which we will see right here. So the login bonus lasts 27 days, which will be from April 3rd all the way to April 30th is when it happens. So that would happen over 27 days for us. And in it, you get a bunch of the evocation leaves along with some Saint Quartz, for the end total being for Saint Quartz being around 30-ish. Won't have the full amount by the time Draco happens, but it's fine, because Draco should go into April, so all the Saint Quartz will just see them as a nice bonus of you getting them. You just won't have them for when the event actually starts, obviously. You'll have some of them, but just not all of them, as far as daily missions go for. There's also going to be limited time master missions, which also have some Saint Quartz and also Holy Grail, along with, again, more evocation leaves. And then permanently, master mission updates, you'll get a bunch of these leaves for clearing the singularities. And then permanently be added to the daily missions is that after you clear 3 quests, you'll get 30 evocation leaves. Which is nice, which is their way of saying, like, hey, even if you didn't start right when this was happening and got a bunch of evocation leaves, you can still build up to one pretty slowly. There will also be some other campaigns related to these 3 right here. They'll have 2 times their EXP gained when leveling up. This will go for a bit here. Great and super success chance will also increase for them. This is for all servants, actually. 1/2 AP cost when leveling up. 1/2 QP cost when leveling up. They are very specific to say not skill leveling, append leveling, ascension, bond leveling, increase increments, command code engraven, command code leveling, noble phantasm leveling, palingenis, and the costume dress unlocking. I don't know why they just didn't say, like, hey, we could include some of these, I guess, but whatever. What do I know? It would have, maybe it would have caused a situation that they don't want to cause, which is now everyone would just wait and hope for them to return, as opposed to just immediately doing it with their units, but again, what do I know? Select Ember Gathering will be open every single day, and they will cost 1/2 AP. One of them will be for Writer, and the other one will be for Caster, and Samba Quetz doesn't get one because she's a ruler, and there is no embers for her specifically. She eats them all. And then the targeted servants will also have 50% damage bonus on every quest, regardless if it's a main story quest or an event quest, which is just kind of nice added bonus. We will also get 2 of Samba Quetz's masks, so you can get her as a face or a Rudo, which is, of course, a heal. Whichever suit you're feeling. Do you want baby face, or do you want a heal? Do you want... I was going to say the Hangman Page, which is because he's technically both of these at the same time. I guess that's just regular Samba Quetz. She's both of them. As far as JP is concerned. And then there's also Summoning Quest, which will feature Kintoki and Suna, Shoot and Ibaraki, Quetz and Martha Ruler, with it going Kintoki Suna, and then 2 days later, Shoot and Ibaraki, and then 2 days later, Quetz and Martha. And then another Summon Banners, which features Raiko and Summer Ibaraki, Saber Ibuki and Shiome, Bradamante, and Martha Ruler. Summer again. I guess they really just couldn't find a 4-star that fits with Quetz. They went out of their way to look for one for Raiko and Ibuki, but nah. There's the number of servants that combine Bradamante and Quetz just aren't there, I guess. That would be insane, but it would have to be a 4-star, and unfortunately, she doesn't really talk that much to the other one from Lost Belt 7. Yeah, I guess Talak would just be the only other one. Again, it's a situation where it's like, yeah, I guess Summer Martha's okay. Thank you for not including just regular base Martha, I guess. Because that would make the banner truly not worth it. Because funny enough, Martha Ruler is the limited in the Bradamante banner, not Bradamante. But anyway, I digress on that. That's the Evocation Festival. Nice for it to be happening. I thought it might have skipped or started a little bit after Draco if time wasn't warranted. But looking at the time ahead, we do have plenty of time to actually squeeze this in. It's not that problem. It's not that problematic, especially because Takatsuchi is not like a hard grind thing from what I can see. It has a points reward, but it's nowhere near the 3 million that the Valentine's Day event one had. Next, we go into the pre-release for FGO Arcade, which will have a login for over 7 days, which features 4 craft essences and 3 Saint Quartz. The craft essences are just nice little arts on them with effects on them that are like not the greatest, but it's okay because you're getting them for the art, which is UFO Catcher, the Chaldea Fighter, the Opera in Arcade, and Run Alter Run. There will be campaigns that will be great and super success rate for all event bonus servants, double friend point for all the event bonus servants, interlude and servant strengthening bonus for all event bonus servants, which is basically every single servant that was ever in FGO Arcade, so there's a lot of them. Arc 1 main quest, free quest, 1/2 AP for the first clear, the first 3 attempts until the St. Quartz reward is reached. All daily quest rotations are also going to be open. There'll be a special collab in my room to go with the FGO Arcade events. And then if you miss the CE, you can get back the commemorative campaign quest rerun, which you can buy from the shop, or get it for free if you have cleared Solomon. It's just a nice CE with nice art. And then finally, I almost died there. I keep saying, oh, fine, and finally, no, there's more. I always forget this. I've done this for this video like 4 or 5 times, and I always say that for this. Here's a list of them. It's basically everyone from FGO Arcade. There's a lot of them. New strengthenings for Da Vinci and for King Hassan, with Da Vinci's being Natural Born Geniuses EX turning into Sagacious Wisdom EX, and King Hassan Evening Bell EX turning into Evening Bell Return to Dust EX. Both very nice buffs for them. There will likely be a live stream for us. I just don't know when it's going to happen. It would make sense to me for them to do a little video or a live stream if they so want. A summoning campaign which will feature Tiamat, Leonardo da Vinci, and King Hassan, with the first one obviously being Tiamat, and then 2 days later, Da Vinci, and then King Hassan 2 days later again, and King Hassan and Da Vinci's banner both lasting a week. But as you can see here, Tiamat's lasted a long time. It ends here on the 10th, but that's actually not when it ends. Tiamat lasted until the 17th on JP, which was when Draco's event ends. Tiamat will be here for the entire time that Draco is here. The reason being is because they realized it was a dick move to release Tiamat in the same breath as Draco. It is yeah, Tiamat has been one of the units I've been waiting for a very long time. 2 years have passed, so I felt a little bit better for it. I don't hold the grudge that I once held. But I was one of the angry people when I saw that Arcade got Tiamat. It felt a little bit wrong in a lot of ways.
Arcade killed.
Is that what killed Arcade, is what you said?
Everyone complaining about Arcade, yeah.
I mean, that's where it really started, is when the card... I feel like there was some, like, oh, it's cool that they have that. I wish we had that, especially when it comes to stuff like Siddha. They have Siddha in Arcade. And a lot of people were saying, well, like, oh, no, it makes lore reason they can't be put together. It's okay for her to be in Arcade. Oh, they have a different Santa unit, but, you know, it's all right. They don't have our Santa unit. It wasn't until Tiamat released where people were legitimately, I think, angry. It's when the angry people outweighed the people who are going, like, it's okay. It's a different thing. Who cares of what they have? Because Tiamat has definite history in FGO. It was one of the most requested units, I think. It's like, it was on the list of meme units of people kept saying, please bring out Tiamat, and the way that we got her was because of Arcade. And it still kind of stings that she is forever a collab unit, but it is what it is. Again, 2 years' time has passed. Arcade is no longer getting new units, but still being kind of... I mean, it's still in Japan, and you can go to Japan and still use Arcade stuff, so... I don't know. Time heals all wounds. Because she lasts until the end of Draco's event, the smart thing to do is to wait on Tiamat if you're interested in Tiamat and Draco. Because in general, you want to try and get Draco first because she's a beast unit, and I'll explain beasts a little bit more, but they are extremely rare, so it would make sense to try and get Draco if that is your main goal, just because of how rare she's going to be from this point on. But I don't play this game with my brain. If I was smart, I wouldn't be a gacha player in general. So I will be summoning on Tiamat right when her banner releases. And trying for her. Probably starting with the the classic 3 multi-go that I always go for. I don't know if are you going to be summoning on Tiamat? Or waiting for Draco?
Yeah. If I have the quartz, yeah.
If he has the quartz, maybe my brother will join it. But for most people, it should be. You should wait a little bit to see how Draco goes. But that's not how I play. And I'm going to continue doing it this way. But I will tell you guys to play the better, smart way. And follow that way. Don't do what I do. Be smarter, I guess. But anyway, that is the pre-release. And then finally, we head on to Lilim Harlot, which is the event and the thing that will end up in March. I don't know when near the end of March. Like I said, it's likely after Takatsuji. If Takatsuji lasts 3 weeks, then that would mean it's sometime after the 26th. So, and because the pre-release has to release a little bit early, probably somewhere close to maybe even the 31st. Maybe not even the 31st. Maybe like the 28th or something. That's all just random guesses on my side, though. I don't fully know. 27th probably sounds pretty alright to me. But anyway, this is going to be the event. There is going to be a welfare related to it, which is going to be Setanta. That is not how you pronounce his name. I keep wanting to pronounce Setana. It's weird because it's spelled Setanta, but it also has the umlaut on top of the E. Setana. But that's how they also pronounce it in Persona 3. Right? They go Satana, and then you shoot yourself, and then he summons himself. It's Kid Ku. I'm not the greatest when it comes to character pronunciations, but I'll just say it outright that I'm pretty sure it sounds like this. For a brief bit there, I think I was calling him Santana, which is not how you say his name. That is the Hispanic singer. I mean, he's not a singer, he's a guitarist. I actually don't know if Santana sings in any of his songs. He just plays the guitar, which is kind of like singing. And there'll also be an event craft essence and all that other stuff, but I will focus in on that when it's closer to it. For right now, I'll just show the summoning campaigns, which again, here's Draco and Locusta. That's how you say her name, right? Locusta? 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 Something like that. Locust. I keep wanting to pronounce it kind of like Locust, but I don't think that's how you pronounce the name. And Draco. And like I said, this will be the first beast for NA. Beasts have existed in JP for 2 years. There's currently only 2 of them. I'll give a quick rundown of what they are. Beasts are basically their way of having super rare limited units. They're not going to be appearing in very many banners. So far, Draco has only had 2 banners, and both of them have been related to this event in particular, the one she debuted on. And then on JP, they had a fan vote that says, what event do you want to see rerun the most? And they picked the rarest one, which was Sodom, so they brought her back. And since then, she has not returned. It also means that on the GSSR, you can only really go for her on the 30 St. Quartz one. They don't want you to have her on the 12 St. Quartz one. Their reasoning has been, as far as Nasu's concerned, their reasoning is that they want you to specifically call out to beasts and not to have a random chance of a beast showing up. That was his in-lore reason for why they would separate them, which I think is a very fancy way of bullshitting around the real answer, which is we want you to spend more money for Draco. We don't want to make a 6-star, even though we acknowledge that we want a unit that is more rare than the current standard 5-star, but we don't want to do that.
They have that rarity.
Do they?
Yeah.
I mean, technically speaking, but point is they don't want to make a summonable 6-star. No, they don't want to do that. So they came up with this solution, which is making a beast unit, which is a 5-star, has the same rates as a 5-star, but the caveat is that they're not going to be coming back very often, and you can't rely on getting them on one of the random GSSRs from trying. So all those banners that are GSSRs where it's like pick between these 3 units, you'll never see one with Draco, and you'll never see one of those with Space Ishtar. Who knows, in 2 years' time, maybe that can change, but what it does mean is that basically Draco is extremely rare. And if you miss your chance at her, well, we know when the next event's going to be coming from because of JP. But after that, like everyone on JP who missed on Draco, who started late from when Draco released, they have no idea when she's going to be coming up. And you basically live in constant, I guess, fear of saving up because you never know when they could potentially release her and be like, actually, we decide now is a good time to release the beast. And then you're kind of fucked because you're like, well, I don't have anything. It's also something on the NA side that I'm a little bit worried on. On the NA side, we do occasionally get banners. Like, for example, we had Arjuna Altar and Oberon show up earlier in random banners. The reason is that they are aware that us on the NA side of the game like to save up a lot of our summons for future 2 years later. They also don't like that we do that. And I feel like the beast units are a really good way to make people stop saving because it makes people look and go, well, shit, I really want a beast unit. I want this beast unit because either I started later or whatever the case, I don't have them. I have some stuff here. I can likely spare a couple multis and go for it. And then you go, damn, I missed my gambling chance. So we'll see how they kind of go around for us. I still don't really know how to feel about them, but I'll have a better idea once I've missed getting Draco or get Draco, whichever one that happens first. But yeah, this is the big unit that a lot of people have been saving for. I've been seeing a lot of people who have been literally telling me every single time I ever released a video talking about a new unit, they said, I'm waiting for Draco. I can do this. Let me stay calm. Let me get this ready. The time is almost here. You just have to wait a month. Your time is almost here. Then there's also other summoning quests related to it, which is summoning quests, summoning banners. One with Lady Avalon, Jacques de Molay, Gilgamesh Caster, and then another one featuring Skahawk and Nightingale, and then another one featuring Mordred, Saber, Lancer, Altar, Jack the Ripper, and the story locked Nero Claudius, which is the 4-star version. And then there are also strengthenings for some of these units, Jacques de Molay, Gilgamesh Caster, Nightingale, Mordred, and Nero Claudius, and Lancer Altar all have buffs coming to them, which is very nice. And yeah, that is it for the end of March. It's going to be a kind of busy month. It looks busy, but we'll see how it actually feels. It's a lot of stuff to cram in. It's also a lot of just waiting in anticipation for the ending. It's for a lot of people, this is the okay, I can sigh a sigh of relief now. It's over. Either I was able to get them, I failed to get them. I was able to get MP1, I was able to get MP5. I wasn't able to get anything but MP1. Whatever it is, it's a sigh of relief. It's over. And then we can start planning towards anniversary, which will be, like I said, 1, 2, 3 months and like a week later it was going to be our anniversary, because like I said, it is the start of Anime Expo and another thing to wait for. But anyway, that's the end of the video, everyone. We made it to the end. Thank you very much for watching this video, especially all the way to the end. As always, you can show support by leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. It helps a whole bunch. This one I'm glad to finally be done, just because I've had to re-record this so many times. I've also had to deal with weird audio issues. If you hear at any point that the audio sounds a little bit funky, I apologize. I'm doing my best to try and fix it on my side. I don't know what's going on. It is my brother, but there's also a way for me to fix it. Sometimes, because me and my brother share the same room, you can hear his laptop in the background. And there should be a way for me to get rid of that, and I keep failing at it. Which is annoying, but it's okay for the most part. Not that many people complain, so maybe I'm making a bigger deal of it than I should. But anyway, I appreciate you all very much. I will see you guys in the next video, whatever it might be. And I wish you guys the best of luck on your summons for March. That ends February. Until next time, everyone. Peace out. Say goodbye, boy.
Goodbye.
Peace.